you remember Baywatch, the 1989 hot lifeguard drama? It was cancelled after the first season, but suddenly rose up and became the most watched TV series in the world with over 1.1 billion viewers per week. With a cast of beautiful men and women, Baywatch not only saved people at sea but also saved the Hollywood careers of many actors. Now, when looking back on that journey, you won't believe the secrets behind the red halo. Don't forget to like and sub to discover the then and now of the Baywatch legend. Let's see how they are now and what huge fortune they left behind. David Hasselhoff, the man who made millions of hearts race in his bright red lifeguard suit on Baywatch, was not only an icon of the 90s but also a global phenomenon. At his peak, Hasselhoff was not only a golden face on the small screen but also the most popular star in Europe with an unexpected singing career. Baywatch turned him into a legend, raising his fortune to tens of millions of dollars, at one point reaching nearly $100 million thanks to copyright and television contracts. But the shocking thing is that currently his net worth is only about $10 million, a number that makes fans surprised. Divorce expenses, lavish spending and harsh changes in Hollywood have left a big mark. However, the most interesting thing is, in an unimaginable twist of fate, the man who was once the king of the beach, David Hasselhoff, was the first inspiration for a young man named Jason Momoa. Yes, the Aquaman hero himself later confessed that Hasselhoff was the reason he pursued acting. Who would have thought that from a Baywatch legend was born an ocean god of the DC universe? Before becoming the muscular Aquaman that the whole world looked up to, Jason Momoa was an ambitious young man who entered Hollywood through his role in Baywatch, Hawaii in 1999. At that time, Momoa was just a new face, still quite naive but managed to attract attention with his impressive physique and killer smile. Few people know that Baywatch was the first stepping stone that opened the journey to turn him into the world's top action star. Today, with a series of famous roles in Game of Thrones, Aquaman, and many other blockbusters, Momoa's assets have skyrocketed to about $40 million, a huge number that shocked anyone who saw him running on the beach with messy curly hair. However, what made the audience equally curious was the surprising connection with sex symbol Pamela Anderson, the one-time Baywatch goddess. Momoa himself once revealed that he always considered Pamela one of the reasons why he dreamed of appearing in this series. Yes, from a silent fan, he became the successor to the halo on that beach. Pamela Anderson, the fiery blonde lifeguard from Baywatch, was not only a sex symbol of the 90s but also the face that kept the world glued to the screen every time she ran on the beach. As CJ Parker, Pamela caused Baywatch's viewership to explode, turning the series into a global phenomenon. At the height of her career, she was not only an actress but also a model, fashion icon, and the most sought-after magazine cover star, especially with the record for appearing on the cover of Playboy the most times. Her assets once amounted to tens of millions of dollars. But what's shocking is that today Pamela's net worth is only about $5 million, a modest number compared to the aura she once had. Expensive divorces, failed investments, and choosing to live a reclusive life in Canada have caused her finances to plummet. But amidst that fading glory, a new name quietly inherited that appeal in Baywatch, Hawaii Stacy Kamano. The beauty once made many audiences think of a new generation Pamela Anderson. Stacy Kamano. The beautiful lifeguard Kikoa Tanaka in Baywatch, Hawaii, was once a face that made many viewers stunned every night in front of the small screen. Joining Baywatch since 1999, Stacy brought a new breeze with her attractive mixed-race beauty and gentle but no less strong demeanor. Although she did not appear in the first seasons, she quickly made her own mark, becoming the new symbol of this legendary series. However, after Baywatch ended, Stacy almost disappeared from the spotlight. No more big roles, no media noise, and even almost invisible to Hollywood. Currently, her net worth is only about $500,000, a number that makes many people stunned, especially when remembering her gorgeous image on the beach in Hawaii years ago. But the most surprising thing is the quiet connection with another famous name of Baywatch, Yasmin Bleasdale. Both were once expected to be the trump card pair of the next generation, but both chose paths away from the spotlight, leaving many regrets for fans. Yasmin Bleasdale, the charming Caroline Holden in Baywatch, was once a beauty icon that made the whole world turn their heads. With her captivating eyes, flowing brown hair, and strong yet seductive demeanor, Yasmin not only stood out on the beach but also became one of the most famous faces of the series. At her peak, she appeared frequently in magazines, was praised as the sexy goddess of American television, and had a fortune of up to millions of dollars. However, Yasmin's life after Baywatch took an unexpected turn. Her battles with drug addiction, time in rehab, and withdrawal from the entertainment industry have caused her name to fade. Currently, Yasmin's assets are only about $2 million, a number that makes fans feel regretful for an icon who was once at the peak of her fame. But among those bright faces, there is still a quiet character who left a strong mark on Baywatch. Michael Newman, the real-life lifeguard who played himself in the film and brought emotional authenticity to this legendary series. Michael Newman. The name may not be as flashy as David Hasselhoff or Pamela Anderson, but he is the quiet soul of Baywatch. What's special? He is not a professional actor but a real-life lifeguard, invited into the film to play himself. With his tough appearance, calm demeanor, and real life-saving skills, Michael brings a rare authenticity to this hit series. For more than 10 seasons, he has been a living witness to the development of Baywatch, becoming a silent but solid symbol alongside the flashy stars. However, after leaving the spotlight, Michael returned to a simple life. He worked as a firefighter, opened a real estate company, and maintained a private lifestyle. Currently, his net worth is only about $1 million, a number that makes many fans surprised to know that one of the oldest characters of Baywatch does not have the lavish life as imagined. And among the faces who once roamed the beach with him, Nicole Edgar, the actress who once made the screen hotter than ever, has an even more shocking story. Nicole Edgar, the bright blonde summer queen in Baywatch, was once one of the most sought-after faces of the 90s. With her seductive figure, innocent eyes, and dynamic and sexy style, Nicole quickly became the new hot icon on the beach after Pamela Anderson. She not only attracted millions of viewers every week but also had a quite vibrant film career after Baywatch. At her peak, she owned a fortune of millions of dollars. However, what shocked the public was that Nicole's current net worth is only about $500,000. Financial difficulties, raising a child alone, and even trying her hand at reality TV shows have caused her halo to fade. Nicole even shared that she had to open a mobile ice cream cart to make ends meet, something no one expected from a star who once stood out on the Malibu beach. And among the beauties of Baywatch, Eleniac, the first beauty to take on the female lead role, was the one who opened the era of red goddesses that stunned the world. Eleniac, the gentle and charming Shayuni McLean in the early seasons of Baywatch, was the one who laid the foundation for the legendary Angel in Red. With her pure beauty, clear eyes, and smile that melted the hearts of viewers, Erica quickly became one of the reasons why millions of people glued their eyes to the screen every week. She was a famous Playboy model, a sought-after actress, and one of the most prominent beauty icons of the early 90s. At her peak, she had it all: fame, money, and admiration. But few people expected that Erica's current assets were only about $1 million. She chose a peaceful life, away from the spotlight, focusing on motherhood and keeping her life much simpler than her glorious past. But to millions of fans, Erica will forever be the first icon of Baywatch. And if you've been on this journey with us, Don't forget to like and subscribe to continue discovering untold crazy stories that have never been revealed.